Welcome guys to today's video. It's Thomas here from Turtle Media, and on today's episode it's basically an update on the drift car. I was gonna do a cold start video, but the battery's dead, so I had to get it home. And yeah, so I'm running on my work, and we're changing out the motor mounts on this bad boy. So going from blown out rubber to poly might be quite aggressive, I don't know. Hopefully it's somewhat drivable on the street. I think it will be, but you know, who knows. Anyways, stay tuned. Thanks guys. Alright, today we're doing motor mounts. And it looks like it's a pain in the ass. Gotta be done. So basically I'm doing this off of the YouTube video memory of me watching it a couple times. First things first, pulled the factory strip bar off, and that should give me room to go up on the motor. A lot of people take the alternator off and then hold the motor up with a engine cradle, but I don't want to do that. So since I have the lift here at work, I'm gonna basically have one bumper jack or trans jack holding up the motor, and then the other one's gonna let the K-member droop down, which hopefully gives me enough room to unbolt and pull out the old engine mounts. Fingers crossed. Well, that's why I'm doing. Alright guys, I got it out. Look at this. Oh yeah, they're toast. They're just shot. And what I got, I didn't even tell you guys. These bad boys. So they are poly mounts. Got them through CJ Pony. I don't remember the brand off the top of my head. Oh, here it is. It is. That is the brand. So we'll see how they handle. And we got driver's side, or passenger side out. This was the one that was the worst. How am I supposed to do that? Man, this thing can be nutty with solid mounts or poly mounts. Alright, so passenger side, I had to slightly modify. You see that? This bracket here. Right there. Comes out off the block. I don't know what it's for. So I just had to shave it down, clear it. I gotta tighten it up all the way to make sure it's gonna fully clear, and then I'll be able to bolt these bolts back up, and then put the cradle back up, the K-member, bolts back up, and then lower the motor down, and then finish it all up. Alright, so as I said, I had to grind this guy, this mount right here, a little bit to get that one to fit. The other side fits perfectly so far. So I'll kind of run through the steps of how to do this, how I did it. And I went off of YouTube. There's no procedure shown in ALLDATA. It's what we use for other brands. I work for Nissan. So we have our own service manuals, but when it comes to other brands, we only use ALLDATA. So ALLDATA has nothing for procedure on this. It's just labor time. And so I went through YouTube. I found 4 or 5 videos. I watched 2. One was on actual Cobra. It was just a new edge. Sorry for shop noises. So I basically went off my memory. So first thing was you remove your strut top bar if you have one. This is an actual Cobra, so it has one from the factory. And then disconnect the battery cable, obviously, because you'll be around the starter, at least I was. And then it's really easy. Well, if you have coilovers. So from the factory, this guy has a spring in it, but I have coilovers, so my, this is where the shock would normally go. So I have full coilovers on the front. So I got rid of that, which is easy. So it allows me to get to, let me light, these bolts. There's two there, and then two back here, which allowed me to lower the cradle or the K-member, just like that on both sides. So once I did that, I unbolted obviously the motor mount stud. On this side, I did remove the oil filter. The guy on YouTube said it just makes it easier to get access to the bolts, which it did. Then on this side, I loosened this steering shaft ball. Not really worried about alignment. It is a one fit, slides in one way, so it should line right back up. You do have to be careful not to go too high on the motor. Towards firewall, because it doesn't have much room. I probably went too far, but I was able to lower this down quite a ways, keeping the coilovers on. The guy on YouTube said to take off the coilovers or the shocks or whatever, so you can lower the K-member. That's based on experience working on Nissans. You don't always have to do that. You can leave it, attached and just let the cradle or subframe kind of hang down. What else? Oh yeah, I had to undo the sway bar end links. That way it could come down. Mostly, I think it would have rotated down, just wanted to come down as far, which I definitely needed on the passenger side. So other than that, I did not have to remove the starter, which I thought I was going to, because the back bolt is like right behind it, but you can get to it from the top, behind the K-member, if you have it down low enough. So other than that, reverse it back, I'm going to raise the K-member up as far as I can, line up the holes for the mounts right here, if you can see that. Probably not. That's stuff with the camera. There's a hole right there, hopefully you see that. Line those up, and then I'll lower the motor back down, and then tighten up those two nuts, put the steering shaft back on, blah blah blah. I did take this guy off, so I can get this harness out of the way from using this wood on the pan. Other than that, it's just a couple ground wires that bolt to the motor mount bolts. Right there, too. They came off pretty easy. Sandy Ford actually just did a clutch on this. Maybe a year before my dad wrecked it. And I don't know if you can see that, but it is a center force racing clutch. It's like a stage 2 with a McLeod Racing light and flywheel. So I think they may have taken some stuff off on the driver's side, because this bolt up here, that bolt, that little bolt right there is loose right now. That wasn't even tight. So I wonder if they loosened this in your mount to get room for the shift cable and stuff, and to do the clutch on it. So anyway, I'm gonna put it back together, and then I'll do a start video of how it feels like in the car. Again, here's the motor mounts. They're absolute trash. Like, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was this bad. Look at that, grenaded. So hopefully this poly mount's too good. You get some good, power right through the rear wheels. This thing is nutty anyway. It probably makes maybe 250 on the wheels. Factory Cobra motor. but it's heavy, so it doesn't feel super fast, but it just has torque. I've always wanted a V8 drift car, and believe it or not, my dad actually had another Mustang that we rear-ended him in at like 60 miles an hour. It totaled the back end of the car, and he bought it back for me when I had my 240, and I'm gonna put this the Cobra motor and trans into the 240. And long story short, it's a lot of work, and I didn't know how to do all that kind of stuff and fab work, and so I ended up selling it all. But now, thankfully, I got the opportunity to have this car. It did get wrecked. If you look at my previous episodes, you'll see it. So obviously this side is not that great. The other side's good. The other side's fine. She's dirty, but yep. So basically, it's the motor mounts. See, next update will be on the hydro e-brake stuff. Other than that, the car is really ready to rip. I have basically bucket seats in it, harness bar, harness, and factory seat belt for junk right now. I gotta fix this oil leak, and then for the event, drain the coolant, put water in, and that's really about it for now. Eventually I want to do angle kit, but that's it for now. So thanks for watching, and when it's all done, I'll do a video, or video the startup and all that. So thanks. Let's see how it feels for startup. Oh yeah, you can feel it, but it's not that bad, really. Cool. That makes me happy. Another thing I did is raise the car up, the front and the rear. Rear's not that noticeable, but front is pretty noticeable. Basically, I want to run in the front slightly taller sidewall. It has some Falcon tires I'm going to put on here, and they rub, so I'm like, I'll raise it, figure that out. But yeah, it's a lot better, I think. Originally I was going to go for a more of a street drift car, so I wanted it slammed. But I think I'm going to go with this more functional car. So yeah, here's this side. The rear is not noticeable, but it'll ride better. Well, this is idle with the poly mounts, and it's actually pretty smooth. You feel a little bit of that vibration and resonance, and then when I was driving in the parking lot here, I felt some, but so far not bad. Definitely recommend. So yeah, now at Justin's house, he's welding up his tube bender. But yeah, this is the update on the car. So just another rundown to end out the video. Basically, today I did poly engine mounts, and then I raised the back and the front a little bit, just enough to it was pretty slammed, to be honest, and I need to clear some a little bit larger sidewall tires in the front. Doesn't look too bad, it needs to be washed. It's super dirty. And yeah, so like I said earlier, gotta install the hydro stuff, and then oil cooler O-ring, thermostat. That way it's ready for an event I'm gonna shoot for, I think June, at Spirit Peaks will be the first place I go. And I'll probably do some cosmetic stuff before then and stock up on tires. I have 4 18s ordered. These 17s are brand new. I have 2 sets of 2 of those. And then I still have the old wheels, the Cobra reps that were on the car when my dad wrecked it. The one wheel's bad, so I might try to pound the lip down to see if it'll hold air. And then I'll have a full set of those wheels. But yeah, the motor mounts, I knew there was something loose in the front end. Well, there's two things that were happening. So basically, I go over a little bump, and it feels like the coilover's, you know, loose. Like maybe the bearings are going out. They are Raceland, so they're crappy. Shout out to Raceland if you want to sponsor me. Just kidding. But then I had this other noise, and I wasn't sure what it was. And I went over the whole front end, and nothing was loose. And I did find today that maybe controller bushings are bad. At least one on the driver's side. Hold please. Big old plane. They love to ruin my videos. So to continue. Forgot what I was saying. Anyways, so the other noise was basically I had another noise, and it was like a clunk. So when I hit like speed bumps just right or fairly good potholes, it'd make an additional clunk. And I kind of thought maybe it was the motor mounts, but it almost didn't make sense to me. But now with the new motor mounts in, it definitely was that. And in the video you see how bad they were. So I'm pretty excited. And yeah, check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. One last thing, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, like it, and then sub to the channel. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.